If your blood sugar keeps climbing, the problem might not be what you eat, but what your body's missing. Research shows 3 natural supplements can lower A1C, restore insulin response, and even protect your heart. They're safe, affordable, and backed by clinical studies, yet most people with diabetes have never heard of them. Stick around because missing even one could be the reason your numbers won't budge. One of the most talked about natural options for blood sugar today is berberine, sometimes called nature's answer to metformin. Berberine is a yellow-colored compound found in plants like barberry and golden seal, and researchers began paying close attention when it seemed to act very much like the common prescription drug metformin. For people who need stronger glucose control but struggle with stomach upset or minimal results from standard treatment, this possibility stands out. Metformin is the usual first choice for type 2 diabetes, but it doesn't work equally well for everyone. Some people see only a modest drop in blood sugar, while others have to stop the drug because of diarrhea or cramps that never go away. That leaves many looking for support beyond more medication. Berberine has been studied as a potential solution to that gap. In a small 3-month pilot trial of 36 newly diagnosed patients, berberine produced reductions in blood sugar that closely matched those seen with metformin. Participants started with an average HbA1c of 9.5%, and this dropped to 7.5%, almost the same degree of improvement doctors expect from a prescription dose adjustment. Fasting blood glucose also declined in line with what metformin delivered. This is early but convincing evidence that a natural compound can strongly influence blood sugar. Its benefits go beyond glucose. Research shows that berberine also improves lipid metabolism, lowering triglycerides and cholesterol. Since people with diabetes face higher risks of heart disease, a supplement that touches both blood sugar and heart health markers may offer broader protection than relying on glucose control alone. That said, side effects are part of the picture. In the same pilot study, about 1 in 3 participants experienced temporary gastrointestinal issues such as gas, diarrhea, or constipation. These were usually mild and often improved after lowering the dose. When berberine was combined with metformin or acarbose, those stomach problems were more common, and researchers suggested reducing the dose to around 300 milligrams 3 times a day to ease the reaction. On its own, trials most often used berberine hydrochloride at 500 milligrams 3 times daily with meals, a schedule that balanced good tolerance with results. A newer form called HTD-1801 has also been tested in a randomized trial. In just 12 weeks, patients taking 1,000 milligrams showed an average A1C reduction of 0.7% compared to placebo, along with better liver markers, and it was generally safe and well tolerated. It's worth noting this is a distinct pharmaceutical product under study, not the same as the over-the-counter supplements you might see on store shelves. Important to remember, this research is promising but still early. Larger and longer trials are needed before berberine is accepted as a full substitute for standard treatments. Even so, many doctors see it as a useful add-on or alternative, especially when other options cause too many side effects. But here's the key. While berberine helps your cells respond to insulin, without enough of one critical mineral, insulin can't even do its job. And for many, that's the hidden reason blood sugar stays high. If insulin is the key that unlocks your cells, magnesium is what makes that key turn. Without it, insulin can't move sugar out of the blood effectively, and many people with type 2 diabetes are running low without realizing it. Routine labs often skip magnesium, but when levels drop, blood sugar control becomes much harder. Low magnesium creates a problem because insulin not only lowers glucose but also helps move magnesium into the body's cells. When insulin resistance develops, that process breaks down. The result is a cycle. Low magnesium makes insulin less effective, and weaker insulin action further drops magnesium levels. Many patients are unaware of this link, so while they focus on blood sugar readings, the hidden shortage of magnesium keeps that control harder to reach. Clinical trials show what happens when the deficiency is corrected. In one randomized study, patients with type 2 diabetes took 300 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily for 3 months. Their fasting blood sugar dropped from an average of about 184 milligrams per deciliter to 126 milligrams per deciliter. That's a major change, shifting numbers from dangerously high levels down towards safer ranges, all by restoring a single mineral. Systematic reviews confirm the same direction of effect. Meta-analyses that combine the results of many randomized trials show modest but reliable improvements in fasting glucose and insulin resistance markers after several months of supplementation. The benefits were strongest in people who already had low magnesium at the start. Trials found that moderate daily doses, around 250 to 300 milligrams, and durations of 3 to 4 months delivered the clearest improvements. Magnesium also protects the heart, which is especially important for people living with diabetes. Clinical research shows supplementation can lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol profiles, while also improving glucose control. Those two areas, blood vessels and sugar, are closely linked because magnesium relaxes smooth muscle, eases strain on arteries, and supports better circulation. The good news is that magnesium is simple to replace. Common foods like spinach, nuts, and pumpkin seeds are good sources. Supplements are inexpensive and widely found. In most people, magnesium is safe and well tolerated, with only occasional mild stomach upset. But if you have kidney disease or reduced kidney function, you must speak to your doctor first. Your kidneys regulate magnesium levels, and adding more without supervision could be risky. A practical way to start is to ask your doctor about testing magnesium status and discussing whether a moderate supplement, about 300 milligrams daily, might help. Rechecking blood sugar and magnesium after a few months mirrors the way it has been studied in clinical research. But what if you could take one step further and actually help your pancreas make more insulin, not just make the insulin you have work better? Gymnema Sylvestre, often called the sugar destroyer, has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and modern studies are now confirming why. This plant contains compounds known as gymnemic acids, which appear to affect blood sugar in several ways. Unlike many remedies that only make insulin work better, Gymnema may also help the pancreas release more of it, giving extra support where control often weakens over time. For people living with type 2 diabetes, the challenge isn't just insulin resistance, it's also the steady decline of the pancreas itself. Beta cells, the ones responsible for producing insulin, gradually wear down and can no longer keep up with the body's needs. When less insulin is available, blood sugar stays persistently high, even when healthier food choices and exercise are in place. This loss of function leaves many feeling frustrated when their efforts don't show results. Gymnema stands out because research shows it can address both sides of the problem. A systematic review and meta-analysis of clinical trials found Gymnema supplementation significantly reduced fasting and post-meal blood sugar, while also lowering HbA1c. These results suggest not only short-term improvements, but also better long-term glucose balance when people use the extract alongside other treatments. Laboratory and animal studies help explain how this happens. Evidence shows Gymnema can block sugar absorption in the gut, so less glucose makes its way into the bloodstream. At the same time, it seems to help the pancreas act more like it did before diabetes began. Research indicates the herb can increase insulin secretion from beta cells, and experiments reveal it activates genes linked to insulin output and healthier liver metabolism. These changes point to Gymnema supporting both the production and the use of insulin at a cellular level. In clinical practice, adding Gymnema to standard oral diabetes drugs has allowed some patients to reduce their medication doses thanks to stronger natural insulin release. This doesn't replace medical treatment, but it highlights Gymnema's ability to work together with conventional medicine rather than against it. Because it's available in capsule and powder form, Gymnema is easy to find, but safe use is important. Because Gymnema can lower blood sugar, people already on insulin or tablets should only add it under medical supervision so medication doses can be adjusted and hypoglycemia avoided. Clinical trials have tested a range of doses and formulations, so the safest approach is to follow product directions and consult a healthcare professional for guidance. For those in the early stages of diabetes or prediabetes, Gymnema may be especially valuable. Preserving pancreatic activity early can slow disease progression and keep glucose control steadier for longer. If you've been told your pancreas is slowing down, Gymnema is one of the few natural approaches shown to target the pancreas itself. These 3 supplements can make a real difference for your blood sugar, but what you eat still matters. If you think sweets are off-limits with diabetes, think again. In the next video, you'll discover 5 sweet foods that actually fight high blood sugar without causing a spike. Tap the screen now to see which ones made the list. You might be surprised.